Macro Tails, come along, Macro Tails, come along and take my hand. Let's all go to Macro Land.
Yeah. So this Mecho Tales, and yeah, I feel it plays like Mega Man meets Mischief Makers. You said the art style is like something.
It's like that. Okay, it's like Desert Air Warfare.
Oh
theme.
yeah. It came from the desert almost. Or what was the other game? Yeah, it was Desert something.
Yeah.
We played a while ago. If you can find out the name, but anyways, it's interesting because it's really hard. You wouldn't think it would be hard. It kind of reminds me of another throwback. Is like Vector Man from the Genesis. It kind of feels like that with the way your character's kind of clunky. I find the buttons on the controllers a little bit weird. Like the trigger is jump.
Yeah.
And then shooting, like you have to aim where you're shooting, and I find like, I don't know if you noticed this with the bosses, but like there were times where I thought I was hitting a boss, but like because your robot drone actually is shooting upwards, like there's your character and there's your drone. The drone's shooting here. You think if you were shooting right where your character was, it would make sense, but because your drone's off to the side, you're shooting where the drone is. So it's a little bit off-putting, like when you're underneath a boss. We got to the first boss of the game. It's hard to like, and then the bosses move, so you have to aim from where the drone is. You were even saying that, but like I really noticed that with the bosses, like it makes the game a lot harder.
Yeah, it's like the reason why twin stick shooters are usually top down is because that way you have a whole 8 degrees of where to aim and all that.
Yeah.
But this is more like a 2D platformer, so literally...
It's a cool experiment, I think, for sure.
Yeah, so like 180 degrees has basically... You're basically removed of that 180 degrees of like... of control.
Yeah, I think the graphics are really cool. You said it looked like something else we played. Well, the RTS, yeah, sorry. And
it wasn't an RTS, it was more Advanced Wars, but...
Yeah. And we played that, and I find it so challenging, and I'm not sure how much of it is to aim or just the way the game's designed. I found, like, for me, jumping, like, there were times where I feel like I was hitting the trigger button that makes you jump at a suitable time, but then, like, I would be slightly delayed, so I'd either jump a little bit too early, or I'd come down and I'd get walloped by the spike ball. So, like, there's definitely, I found that challenging. I don't know if you noticed that, like, there was a delay in the jumping, so like the input, it was, I'm not sure if it's
I was more thrown off
or
with
what you would say.
I was more thrown off of like about the shooting rather than the jumping.
Yeah, for me, like, it's a shame because both of those, like, they don't function the way that I was expecting them, like having to aim and then you have to recalibrate and then someone moves, like the boss or enemies. And I found like we were retreating a lot, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the strategy or maybe we upgraded the wrong thing, because you can upgrade your parts in the store. We upgraded like our blaster shot pretty much to like lightning bolts, and you could switch between the different weapons, but I feel like it was stronger, but like our characters are very weak. And while it seems like you can have a lot of respawns, like I would die suddenly after like taking all the hits.
The way the respawn works is you just need to wait like 5-10, not minutes, but like 1 minute before the character comes back.
Yeah, but the problem is like the game is, I wouldn't say it's intense so much as like
unforgiving.
Yeah, it's unforgiving, and like you literally have to wait for your second character to come back, because if you don't see the spikes at the bottom of, say, your screen, and then you jump and it's like, and you die, or the other character's out,
or even like,
you start right at the very start of the level too.
I swear to God, so this one death was very cheated. Like, okay, so you were dead, I was trying to jump to the next area, but the screen couldn't advance past a certain thing, so you had to make a leap of faith.
Yeah, like the screen sometimes won't
budge.
Yeah, it won't move along, it won't scroll. And that's another weird. Like I feel like it's not a horrible game, but
it's not a good game either.
These are flaws that they should have like I think if they handed the game off to someone else and be like, what do you think of this game? You know, it looks, and I assume the person would be like, oh, it looks great in motion. But like, when you're playing it, like, we pick up these things right away, and I'm surprised, like, it wasn't ironed out. Like, maybe you should be able to respond faster, but like, the difficulty's pretty high, and if you just look at this game casually, you think it would be a kid's game, and it's really not meant for kids. Like, if we get frustrated and force ourselves to fight the boss like a 5th or 6th time, I can't imagine kids playing this game.
Yeah.
Trying to do that.
So, final.
Do you keep your coins and everything every time you die?
I believe
so. Right? I think that's the only way. It's like, again...
Or just go through the previous levels you've cleared, grind those.
I think that's the only way to get through this game.
Because one person can basically buy an upgrade and everyone gets that upgrade.
Yeah. I'd give it probably a 6.5 or 7. I don't think it's horrible. It's just the gameplay, those flaws really ruin like the rest of, like, you have the best graphics in the world and like the most cutting edge graphics, but like if your game doesn't play and it's not fun, then, or it's frustrating, then what do you do?
I feel like this game gets
Play Mega Man.
An 8 for me. It has a really interesting premise. Co-op is always a plus, especially since you can have like 4 friends over, grab some beer and pretzels and play through this game.
It kind of reminds me of like the TMNT games that they brought back with the new cartoon series, at least back then, 2003 or so. Like, if you really love the Turtles, you're gonna still play this game and buy this game. But like, if it didn't have the TMT license, you probably would forget about it. This game, I feel like it's got a cool world to it. Just these like gameplay frustrations make it really challenging to keep playing it. I find.
Yeah.
Like, you have to grind. It feels like you're forcing yourself. That's why I feel like I'm grinding. In a platforming shooter.
Yeah. So take a look for yourself. See if this game is worth it, or if you just want to leave Mecho Land altogether.
It's a super frustrating Mega Man twin stick shooter game thing.
Well, keep on twin stick shooting.
Alright, right. Let's go. Checo Mecho. Gecko. Keep on gaming.